When your inner child likes someone, that's going to take you in a spiral. But when you actually like somebody, it's a whole different. It's a whole different ballgame. When you have childhood trauma, you have integrated systems. You cannot trust your intuition. Your intuition is going to try and lead you to a pattern that's not beneficial for you, but it's beneficial for reliving trauma, basically. Trying to work out trauma by using other people and putting yourself in similar situations. How I would like people, in my gut, I would get this feeling. I can't even really say it was my gut. I say it was up here. It was an anxious kind of feeling. A burst of adrenaline from anxiety. Or like a rush of cortisol. But it comes from up here. Sometimes like down here, but mostly up here. And it just boom. As soon as you see somebody through your whole body, you get a little sweat going on. Let me tell you something. That's a threat response. All in that anxiety, you're going to feel a pull towards somebody. But that's your inner child trying to like rope you into another traumatic pattern. Depending on how you grew up, you're going to have developed some kind of particular pattern with the opposite sex or with your romantic interests. You're going to have developed some kind of pattern around how you seek out and accept love. The logic behind your inner child is like, okay, I need to solve this issue. How do I solve this issue? As a child, our logic and problem solving was kind of like, okay, do the same thing, but handle it different, do it different, say something different. The literal child, we didn't really understand all the tools that were available to us or the complexity of our minds, our own feelings. Okay, when something bad happens and you need to solve a problem, it's kind of like I keep trying. When you get older, when I say older, I literally mean 15, high school age. That's not gonna work no more. These days, maybe 12, 13. If you don't get that kind of stuff nipped in the butt at literally 11, 12, you're probably gonna grow up and be controlled by your inner child trying to fix it over and over and over again. My little sign for me, a burst of anxiety in my chest that would like rush throughout my whole body. If you were hiking and you saw a mountain lion in front of you on the path, is that kind of feeling. Except I would take this feeling and go towards it because that's what trauma makes you do. Not even trauma, just whatever you see your parents doing or the people around you doing, you're going to repeat it. Subconscious, that's what it is. That's how you learn to navigate your relationships with people, whether it's good or bad, whether it's working or not. Anytime trouble will walk into the room and I'd look up and see him, he was like a mountain lion while I was hiking. You don't expect it. It's very sudden. You feel a rush of anxiety. You feel fear. But this is all in a split second. You start sweating. In a sense, it is your intuition, but it's telling you, I think in real life, you're not supposed to turn your back on a wild cat. Don't turn your back. Keep eye contact, back away slowly. You feel that way toward anybody, period. Some people are kind of like wild cats. They're unpredictable. They stalk you. If you turn your back, they're going to pounce on you. They're going to pull the wool right from under you. You're not supposed to build a relationship with anybody who you feel, and this is going to sound crazy, don't engage with any guy who you feel any type of way for when you first meet him. That's always a sign that your inner child is running rampant Subconscious processes are running rampant. It's not really you. You need to stop right in your tracks, eye contact, back away, and wait until the threat lays off. But as you get older, maybe you start to realize it was love at first sight. Your world stops. I'm gonna tell you that whole trope about like you see somebody and your world stops. That's giving limerence. That's giving you are projecting heavily onto a person based solely upon their looks. I'm not all hippie spiritual. I'm not going to go into whether I believe in soulmates, twin flames. I do think some people are just meant to be together, but that's like 30% compared to the 70%. Love is more of a choice. Liking somebody is more of a choice. You have full control over the process, how deep your feelings get. If you lay your eyes on a guy, you start feeling like he's the one, love at first sight, or you start feeling anxiety, sudden urges to approach him, that's not a real sign that somebody is even good for you. But I'm going to tell you what is. The sign that you like somebody is you're in their presence and you feel warm, calm. You don't feel anything. You feel at ease. If you feel anything along those lines when you're around another person, it's probably not you who likes them. It's not them who you like. It's whatever you can project onto them. Because I feel like if it's them as a person that you like, why would you feel anything? Like, do you feel that way toward your friends? No. And I feel like a person you like romantically is firstly a person who you like as a friend. You would be friends with this person. The whole romantic pursuit where you skip building a foundation and jump straight into seeing somebody romantically is toxic. It's been revealed as toxic for me. There's no information built into my programming on how to build a foundation with somebody. I was always seeing guys as objects of literal affection. Did not see them as real people. I truly believe that guys had short-term memory loss. They didn't build memories or anything. Or they weren't capable of caring. They don't cry. They don't have feelings. They don't have memories. They don't care about people. That's just how it went for me. From what I saw growing up, it was just like, build a foundation for what? There's nothing there. There's nothing to build with. I don't have no tools. They don't got nothing to build with, was my logic. So I just saw guys as like cute faces, and they're either cute, they're either ugly, no substance. Trust me, you need to know that guys are walking around this planet, they feel the exact same way about women. They don't have memories, they're incapable of feeling, they don't care, disposable. That's what you would call misogynist. I don't know the term when it's a woman doing it to a guy, but that's how my mentality was back then. I only saw a guy as a potential boyfriend or he was nothing. There are guys walking around this planet, they feel that way about girls. You need to know. Those are the mountain lions. You're walking along, minding your own business on the road of life. And then all of a sudden, boom, a mountain lion crawls out from the woods. What do you need to do? First, you need to recognize it's a threat. Your body gonna tell you. You don't need to go toward it. You don't need to like fall for the temptation of another cycle. And you're saying all this subconsciously. Don't know you're saying this to yourself. Okay, there he is. Like, I can fix everything with him. Not fix him. I'm not talking about you feel like you can fix him, and that's why you get fixated on him. I'm talking about sometimes you see these guys and you get that anxiety. You get that feeling, I'm gonna call it, because it was anxiety for me. But at the time, I thought it was just a feeling, a pull, like you want to take action. I would feel that way and I would be like, oh, this is my chance to right all my wrongs, to prove myself, prove I'm worthy, prove I can have a healthy relationship, that I'm changed or that I can change. That's why you feel uppance, that you feel like you need to do something. You don't need to do anything. When you like somebody and it's healthy, there's no feeling like you need to do anything except be yourself. I mean, the most you're gonna feel is like you just want to spend more time with them. You want to get to know them more. That's how you're gonna feel. And build intimacy. That's what you're gonna feel when you really like someone. Your goal is gonna be building intimacy. When it's a trauma response, your goal is gonna be taking action quickly. Like you feel like a bomb is strapped to you, just ticking. It's a terrible feeling, honestly. It's horrible. I got a story time for you. A few years ago, I was working at B. Evans. That's Bob Evans. I had a coworker. She was about 17, and she had a boyfriend. She was always talking about her boyfriend. One day he came in the restaurant, one of the times, because they lived together. And one time he came in to give her some shoes or something, I don't know. When that boy came in and I looked up, it was just this burst, like bad news. So I recognized it for what it was. I was like, no, that doesn't mean I like him. He wasn't attractive to me. Right. And it's like, you don't even get this feeling for attractive guys like that you're attracted to. You can get it for any guy who your subconscious recognizes as a threat. He won't even be your type and you'll be feeling this way. I recognized it. I looked at him. I felt that feeling. And you know what I did? Guess what? I looked right away immediately and I went back to my work and I hid in the corner until he was gone. It sounds dramatic, but I mean, that's what you need to do. When you get that strong of a feeling towards somebody, you just gotta run the other way. It's a life or death situation for the subconscious. But if you operate in this kind of way all the time, you are gonna find yourself in true life or death situations because your radar is so messed up. Any other time, like when I was in high school, I would feel that way and I would zero in on the guy and it would always end in a hellscape. You look, you feel regular, normal, calm, but they get a second glance out of you. It's not trauma induced. It's not your subconscious or your inner child trying to relive a traumatic experience so you can do it again and like fix it. That's just you. When you feel nothing, sometimes it be telling you the most. The guy you like should make you comfortable enough that you feel like you can approach him with anything. If you had a problem, you wanted his comfort, you would just know kind of deep down that he would have the capacity to accept your feelings and comfort you as a friend, as a coworker, whatever, wherever y'all stand at that point. If you are hesitating to approach a guy that you like, just in general, you're kind of trying to hide from him. Anything you would do with a real threat, you would do with this toxic guy that you like, but you're fighting yourself. Half the time you gonna be kind of trying to hide from him, like shirk away, but you're still looking at him in the distance. All this behavior is the kind of behavior that you would exhibit if you had a predator stalking you, if you had a predator prowling around you. This is just how I perceive all of it. I work through analogies, and that's what makes sense for me. You should be kind of wary of those types of feelings toward anybody, honestly. So yeah, all of that stuff where it's like, oh, butterflies. No, you're just gonna feel like, I missed him today. I'm happy to see him. Like, I'm so excited that he's finally here. You know, you're not gonna be like hiding if that makes sense. Because if you're hiding, that means there's a threat afoot. And your object of affection should not